Hi there, this is Amanda. We are starting part 2 on your application process for BabyQuest Foundation. Remember, we're on babyquestfoundation.org. We're clicking grant process, application process. Select apply for a grant or print the application here. Today I'm going to give you some tips on filling out this application so that you can have a better opportunity to set yourself apart from the bunch. BabyQuest receives hundreds of applications each cycle. You want yours to stand out. One way to do that is to start by filling this out legibly or type it. Our eyes get so tired after reading hundreds of applications, so please make sure yours is not faint or difficult to read. Answer all the questions. Don't leave any pages blank. Yes, believe it or not, people have done that. Also, make sure that your medical evaluation pages down at the bottom are completed by your doctor. If you see any blanks on that, for example, there's no height or there's no weight, please make sure that you ask the doctor to help you out by doing a complete job. Some doctors prefer to mail in their portion of the application and they're on their own, so you don't get a chance to see it. Then you have to just trust that they did their job correctly. Be your own advocate. Make sure that you ask for a discount. Believe it or not, but many doctors are very generous since they know that IVF is a financial hardship, especially if you've been seeing your doctor for several years already and you've already invested a lot of money with their clinic trying to get pregnant and being unsuccessful. You don't have to be obnoxious about it, but make sure you ask. When you're asked specific questions, be specific. Don't say, we could do an IUI or an IVF, or perhaps we'll use a donor egg. Each of these different procedures comes with a different price tag. Make sure that you apply for the procedure that your doctor says is what you need. For example, don't ask for a frozen transfer and then provide costs for it when on the same application your doctor says you need to do a completely new stem and egg retrieval. That doesn't add up. These are completely different when it comes to cost. Also, investigate the costs. Make sure they're correct. Be specific about how much you can contribute, and be honest. We expect all recipients to be vested in their treatment by paying for some portion, but we will try to fill in the gap between what the cost is and what you can afford. Please do not say, oh, we'll do whatever it takes, or we will just find a way. Write down a number. If you have $1,000, write down 1,000. If you have 1,000 and you can save another 100 each month until the procedure undergoes, include that information. Send updated information. If you all of a sudden get your tax return and now you have another $3,000 that you can contribute, send an email to BabyQuest Foundation and make sure that they have that updated information. This will bring you higher on the potential selection list. The next thing you need to really make sure you do a good job on is here on page 6, right here, is your fertility history opportunity. This is the time to include things such as how long you've tried to conceive, what your medical issues are, past procedures you've undergone, money you've invested, the recommendations of your doctor, the dates of past procedures, how many eggs you have retrieved or how many are in storage, what your overall history is. Have you ever changed doctors before? What's your plan to proceed? This is different than the personal history you're asked to write. The personal history can inject humor. Sometimes we need to add a little levity to the process when we're reading hundreds of applications. Be creative, inject emotion, show us who you are and why we should consider you as a recipient. Let me be honest and give you a tip here. The story that starts with, I met my husband in high school or college, and then we wanted a family, and next thing you know, we couldn't get pregnant, we have a house and a white picket fence. That story is cliche. I'm sorry, but it's true. We've read it 100 times. Try to find another way to describe you and your partner and what your story is about. Read everything carefully. The website says that finalists are sometimes asked to pay for a $250 background check. This is not for everyone. This is just for finalists. If you were contacted by BabyQuest, You will hear more about this information. You do not have to send that money in with your application. You do need to send in a $50 non-refundable fee in a check, no money orders, please. Also, we do not pay for procedures that have already begun. If you've already paid your clinic to initiate the IVF cycle, we can't reimburse you because what that tells us is you do have a way to fund your IVF, whether it's through credit or savings or loan. That means you already have an option. There are many people who don't have those options. Making decisions can be very difficult and it takes us time, usually 4 to 6 weeks. We look at all aspects of this application from professional, medical, your education, your financial information. We really pore over these carefully. Please make sure that you include all the costs. If you're using an egg donor, you must include this cost. If you're using a sperm donor, you must include this cost. Make sure you check your work over carefully. Would you turn in an application for a college without reading it over? This is the same thing. This is your chance to impress us. Make the most of it. One last tip, make sure you track your paperwork. Some applicants call us crying after weeks of mailing in their paperwork because we didn't receive it. They didn't keep a copy, they didn't send it with tracking information, and there's nothing we can do other than ask over and over again at the post office. Without the tracking information, we are lost. So, 2 tips. Make a copy of your application, and 2, make sure that you send it with tracking information from the post office. Stay positive, but be realistic. We want to help as many applicants as possible. As you can see here on our website, some recipients applied 2 or even 3 times. Click on their pictures so that you can read their stories. Others apply multiple times, but are not ever selected. We try to spread out the amount of funds we have to help as many applicants as possible. We wish we could do more, but we're limited by the donations we receive. We appreciate you taking the time to apply. Share your stories with us. Good luck!